Wait for some people to join. I just want to have a conversation. That's all. Talk to the city of Salem and maybe answer some questions and just open up some dialogue. I got my portable charger right here, so my phone won't die. Shout out to Megan. She got this for me. I appreciate it. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm not here to address anything specific. I'm just here to have a conversation with the city of Salem. That's all. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's beautiful. Make sure y'all get out here and enjoy some of this weather. I decided to just come outside and get some fresh air and spend some time in my city. How you guys doing? Let me hear some or see some responses. How y'all doing today? Let me get some thumbs up. Leave a comment. Say you having a good day. Let me know how y'all doing. Just out here enjoying this weather, getting some fresh air. Want to open up some dialogue. If people got questions that they want to ask me, I know there's a lot going on, a lot being said, and I just don't want to dive into it. When you get into stuff like this, it gets deep. I'm gonna let these cars pass by. Looks like he's just gonna be chilling, but you know, what's up, everybody? That's what's up, Sean. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody for tapping into my lives and stuff. I think it's awesome. I just want to, if anybody got questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm not gonna think nothing bad about you. I know there's some people out there that know what's been going on. Excuse me. This guy's just gonna say, I think I might go take a walk. So this guy's just gonna sit here for a minute. Oh, he's waiting for his friend. Can you guys hear me well? Can you guys hear me pretty clear? Let me know. There, okay, he's taking off. Cool. All right, so check it out. I just want to open up some dialogue, man, and if people got questions, I want them to feel free to ask. I will never hide from anything. Anything that I do, I'll stand on to the fullest. I'm here for y'all. So what's up? What's up with the people? I want to start off addressing, I will address a couple of things, but I want to wait too to see if people got questions. I want to allow you guys the opportunity to ask me any question that you want. I'm here to answer it. There's no such thing as a dumb question. That's what I want you guys. I want you guys to feel completely comfortable asking me anything. If you're asking me something to find out information, I'm not, opposed to doing that. I just want it to be in a dialogue to where we can be face. If you got questions, want to meet me face to face, cool. But at least here you guys can look at my face and see what's going on as a response to your questions. I love you guys, by the way. Before we even get into all of this, I just want to say that I love y'all. Like I was born and raised in Salem, Oregon, and I've watched it. I released a music video a little bit earlier on my Facebook, and that kind of goes to explain kind of like how far we've come from being there to where we're at today. I think it's amazing. Well, I'm so glad I got this charger. I ain't got to worry about my phone dying. Any questions? Let me see. Can you talk more about SOS? How did it go? What's next? All right, and forgive me. Sometimes the comments, they show up a little bit later than when you type them, so my responses might be delayed, but I'll definitely keep up with what's going on in the comments. How did it go with the Nets? My personal opinion, I'm trying to look at the bigger picture. If we can get people to exercise showing support for Black lives or minority in general, and whether they made a mistake before, did something before that led us to believe that they were racist, if they're willing to do something that also shows that they're not, we need to be open to that, because these are the people that are in our community, and we want them to exercise not being racist. So if that means doing a fundraiser for a Black Lives Matter movement, do that, because we need you to exercise it, even if it's not true, pure to your heart. And that's what we need to start realizing, is that to change the way that racist people are in the world, no, that's a tough fight. That's a whole different fight. We're trying to stop racism within the system. At least that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? And the system includes restaurants. Anything that somebody goes into where there's an operating system and it has to do with a service to you, whether that be government, city officials, restaurants, I'm here to fix racism with those. Like, as far as people in Proud Boys and all of that, you're not going to change their minds, and that's not my goal. My goal is to implement equality within the system. So when the Nets had that situation where I felt uncomfortable in their establishment, and then we had the meeting afterwards, we had a rough patch, me and the owner, right, getting off, because sometimes people can be ignorant to the problem, to the issues, and it doesn't mean that they have a personal issue with people of color or anything like that. It just means that they're not aware of so sometimes you just got to take some time and kind of break it down to them and let them know, like, this is what's going on, and this is, and so after we got through that process, again, this is the owner of the Nets. After we got through that process, he said that he would do a fundraiser. Him and his staff would do a fundraiser for the Black Lives Matter movement. I believe they said they would give us 20% in support. And so when they offer something like that, I'm not going to refuse it. And I'm going to give them the opportunity to, if they were racist, maybe this was the moment where they woke up and realized they need to be a part of the movement. I mean, that's the whole point of this, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so that's how that went. And in my personal opinion, I think it went good. There's still further to go, and we still have to see. But I think that it's aimed in a good direction. Okay, they said wait on the next question. That's for Jay Brown. So okay, hold on. Okay, boom. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep up with the questions here. It said I'd really like to start working on dismantling and rebuilding new systems in Salem, such as the Defund the Police campaign, in order to build a community resources. Such as the Defund the Police campaign, in order to build a community resources and remove the racist-based punishment system, etc. What are your thoughts and hope for this sort of change? And are you already working on something specific to this end? I definitely agree with what you're saying as far as defund the police. I did see the budget, the proposed budget for 2020, 2021, and I understand that there's more logistics to it that I obviously have to learn more. But from where I stand right now, yeah, it's defund the police, and we need to take that money that they're getting. It's in the realm of like $80 million or something like that goes to the police and Salem Fire Department. That's ridiculous. I do not agree with that. I think you need to take, and I've even had this conversation with the Salem Police Department, and just to get their idea of how they felt about the budget. Like, you guys agree with this? Because I've heard them complain about, we don't know how to deal with the homeless and people with mental health issues. So if that's the case, then use that money to develop a program that implements people that do know how to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that part right there. So, and anything that I can do, and I want everybody to understand that this is me kind of just, starting out. I'm new to all of this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just now learning, and I feel a lot of pressure. Not from that question right there. I'm not talking about that at all. What's the name? I don't even know how to say the name. But the last question, I'm not addressing that at all. But I'm just saying, like, in general, so much pressure, and it's like, or put under so much scrutiny or held to a certain standard, when it's like, we all know that this is my first go at this, you know what I'm saying? And not to excuse anything, but it's not like I'm running for office right now. I have plans for running for office in the future. But anyway, let me get back to these questions. Do you have recommendations for Black-owned businesses in Salem we can support for restaurants and retail in Salem and surrounding areas? I believe that all of the Black-owned businesses within Salem or any other community should all unite. I think anybody in a city that, they need to unite and understand how to promote their businesses together, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more power in unity. So me myself, I saw there was a list of all the black-owned businesses in Salem, but it was missing a couple. You know, like the Cut Connection commercial, which is a barbershop. It's my brother-in-law's barbershop, and there's a couple more too. So I just wanted to kind of like go look at that list again, and then just kind of add to it, and then just so that way we need to promote, especially in a time like right now, we need to promote local businesses so that way people can actually go and support Black lives at a time like right now. So yeah, that's something that I'm definitely. And Rebecca, if you want to inbox me about that, and we might be able to come up with some ideas together, or help each other in that department, I'm definitely willing to. I know it's windy out here. I hope you guys can still hear me. But yeah, I'm definitely willing to be a part of something like that. Okay. All right. So feel free, you guys, continue to ask me questions. I'm gonna be here for a while. I got a lot to talk about myself. So I'm just gonna, until I see another question, I'm just gonna kind of go ahead and and speak on something. Just today alone, I've been through so much that it's just like, what the heck? Like what? This is one thing, and I don't want to sound insensitive to anything, but and I hope that what I'm about to say is understood. That whatever is supposed to happen for me is gonna happen for me. I'm not stressed out. A lot of people, I've seen posts where people are trying to say like, oh, he's only doing this to get into office. Like, I mean, if you look at where I was at 5 years ago, I was doing the same thing. You know, I just didn't understand that there was I can get outside help. You know, if somebody says something like, you're just doing this because you want to run for office. Yeah. Isn't that where we make the changes at? So yes, I am doing this to to make it into office. You know, whether you want to question my integrity or my intentions while in office, I mean, that's a whole nother question for you, and that's fine. I'm willing to answer those questions as well. But as far as me wanting to get in office to make changes, anybody that's trying to use that, it counts as itself out. Somebody trying to run for office because they want to make change is what the people have voted on. So the fact that that's what I want to do, it's not a bad thing, you know. So that's one thing that just confused me a little bit. Let me see if there's any questions here real quick. Sounds good. I'll message you about making it my deal. Awesome. Okay. Black Fridays. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Jay Brown. So SOS is a nonprofit program that I'm in the middle of creating. It's not created yet because I had somebody hit me up and say, hey, I looked up your company and it's not registered yet, and that's completely legit. I understand, but that also tells me that people are out here trying to find, you know, potholes and holes in my foundation to try to, but it's not. My thing is like, I'm just starting this. I'm not trying to claim to be something I'm not. You know, I don't know what image anybody can take from Facebook, but you know, what you take from Facebook is not what I gave you. You know, that's what you took from it. What I give you is what I'll give you when we speak, when we talk, when we sit down, and when we meet. You know, so I don't know what perception people are getting from Facebook, but Facebook is being really confusing to me right now. But SOS is a nonprofit organization that is meant to bring unity within the community, because when we're divided, we're not as strong, and that's the basis of the United States. You know, is that we're united. You know, and we're not supposed to be divided, and we're actually divided. And we sometimes think about that in the political sense, but no, that has to do within our neighborhoods. You know, do we get along with our neighbors? Do we know our neighbors? Do our neighbors understand us? That's what causes a lot of quick reactions, like with police or something, is because they don't have experience with these people and they don't know. And that's what I was trying to create, was an experience with the people, so that way they can get rid of that. But I understand that process is it's a different. I just jumped into it and had a vision, you know, and tried to, you know, and it did backfire. Not because of what it looked like. It only backfired because the Salem Police Department and the Oregon State Police Department didn't end up holding up their end. So it wasn't. I'm not embarrassed about anything that I did. I stand on everything that I did. What I'm saying is that, you know, it blew up in my face because as I had confidence that they were going to do right, they didn't. That's where it blew up in my face. Not in the fact that I tried. Not in the fact that it didn't work. On my end, you know, I did everything I could on my end and gave them every reason to be positive. But my bad. Let me get back to the SOS. So SOS is a program. It's a nonprofit program. I want to create a community garden so people can experience, you know, planting together, you know, growing vegetables together. Those create different kinds of conversations instead of conversations about hate and all this other stuff, you'll, as your plant, you have your plant, well, what plant do you have over there? Or how long have you been growing that? Or what kind of nutrients are you using? It just creates like a whole different dynamic, the conversation. And also it's another way to bring people together. So the community garden is one way. Another one is, feeding the less fortunate out here in Salem, Morgan. There's a lot of homeless people, and that needs to be addressed. And until somebody gets in a position of power to create something more beneficial for the homeless out here, then I have to do my part, SOS, Save Ourselves, in making sure that the homeless out here are being tended to as if they're humans. So we have a program where we want, kids, of course, accompanied with parents and grown-ups to experience going out and feeding the homeless, you know what I'm saying? Because that also breaks down the barrier of a separation of the homeless in the community, which is another reason why they stay where they're at, is because that wall is created. So once we start making it the normal thing to go out there and feed the homeless within what we can afford and within ourselves, and go out there and do that, which a lot of us can. Once we break down that barrier, we're breaking down these walls that have been built throughout society that have been holding us from uniting and taking our true potential and true power. We also have a mentor, part of the program, where people like William Jones, who have a lot of knowledge and passion about the things that they speak about. They're really inspirational. People like him will give knowledge to the kids and adults as well. We also accept donations, like non-perishables for household families who are struggling, who need food. Really, the whole gist of SOS is kind of like they call it a community, but yet it's so separated. And the reasons why it's separated is what SOS wants to break those walls down. We want to do cultural education and expression. We want to allow kids to come in and be educated about different cultures and embrace and be taught to embrace each other, not just taught about the differences, but taught to embrace each other's differences and how somebody else's differences, why appreciating it could benefit you, because that's the power in unity is things coming from a different angle. And my belief is like, when you see something from every angle possible, you understand it better. So when we operate as a people from understanding each other's angles better, we will operate better, if that makes sense. So SOS is a program that has been built to just unify the people, show ourselves our own power, understand that the people that are in office are people that we put in office. And if we decide the power is in our hands, we have the power to do that, to educate the kids about how to get into office and stuff like that. Like SOS is just, it's a really an idea, and I'm slowly trying to bring that idea to life, because I see truth in it. I see value in it. I see growth. I see opportunity. I see a lot for the community that hasn't been offered to us. I'm from Salem, Morgan, so I know. So for SOS, again, we're just up and starting. I just see the question by Elizabeth where you say, where can I drop off stuff for SOS? Feel free to hit me up. I'll come pick it up. You can come drop it off with me until we get a location. I mean, we do have buildings that we're working with, but I still have to kind of like, our first meeting is tomorrow. I got to get to know the environment a little bit better before asking, like, hey, can I have people come drop off food here? And because I would rather have people have a spot that's not personal. I'd rather it be at like a place of business that people could come drop stuff off to. And maybe I can reach out to some businesses that I know and see if I can have a couple of SOS drop spots around the city. So that way people, actually, you know what? And see, this is why conversations are important and questions, because new ideas come into play. So now what I'm thinking is, I know so many businesses in Salem, Oregon, that I can literally like create a box and have people, like a big bucket or a box or something, have people come drop stuff off and pick them up, and deliver them to families and stuff like that. So thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. And let me see. The community garden on New City land. Do you see any city or church homeland around town where we could make a community garden? So, Sean, I think, and I haven't looked enough into it. I've had so much other stuff going on that I have the city manager's number right there in my email, and I'm supposed to call him and talk to him about it. I've just been trying to keep up with everything else. But a thought that went through my mind is there's a lot of land on Cordon Road. So if there's unused land on Cordon Road, if we can get like an acre, I think that would be really beneficial. I don't want to start small. I don't want to just have I'm talking about a real community garden where we could have hundreds of people out there gardening together, on their day off, getting to know each other, and gardening doesn't create an environment for like hostility or violence. And that's what I want to create is peaceful environments for us to experience. The club environment that Salem is used to, like all the grown folks are used to going to the club. And that's where every weekend they get through their work week and they just want to go to the club. And it's literally killing us. And I've watched it And that's another part. What breaks my heart is that the club is such a focus of our people, and I want to create something else. That now it's like I'm gonna go to work, but on the weekend I'm going to the garden. We're gonna have a greenhouse, so that way we can do year round, all that good stuff. But we have to start creating things for people to do outside of the poisonous things like the club. I'm not saying don't go to the club and don't have fun. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we also need to break the monotony and have more things to do than just go to the club, because right now that's pretty much, even when you go bowling, people are drinking, but when you get in an environment of a community garden, it's a healthy environment. People are allowed to take the vegetables home for free after we grow them. So the city garden is definitely something. Let me see. There is a community garden off Maple there in Salem. And this is another thing. If there's things that I'm trying to implement in the SOS and they already exist within the Salem community, I'm all about highlighting the ones that already exist. I'm not here to try to that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to create new programs and resources that will allow the community to grow more. But I'm also here to emphasize the ones that are already here. So if there's already somewhere community garden off Maple, and I wonder how big that is too, because I want an acre. I don't know how big that one is, but I want an acre. You have been vocal about having goal communication with cops, creating proper dialogue, which is so needed. Salem hasn't recognized the racism issue in the years, and even now, some of us are skeptical. Hold on. Comfortable working with them? Do you recommend? Okay. Skeptical whether they are being genuine or not. Do you still feel comfortable working with them? Do you recommend those of us working with SPD and other departments like Dallas encourage them, allow them to do outreach alongside us, even if they are unwilling to admit there is an issue? No. I was at a protest on this last Saturday, and I vocally spoke about how my mind has changed about the relationships between the Salem Police Department and the Oregon State Police Department. The fact that, and I want you guys to understand that, I'm still in conversations with the Salem Police Department, but they're not the same. I'm right now trying to figure out ways for them to hold themselves accountable and show the people that there's opportunity for change. As far as what that sounds like, I'm not happy. As well as on Saturday, the Oregon State Police Department, I had to yell at them to get them to do their job after we've already put together these meetings. So it was real blunt and blatant in my face how much they didn't care. A lot of people are assuming they know why I try to create the relationship between the community and the police. They try to take their own narrative. And this is one thing I don't do. When I speak on something, I just give people the information and then I let them decide. I'm not going to try to steer the direction of some information. That's like, I don't know what that is. Dictated, I don't know what you would call it. But I'm not going to take the narrative and then control it. Okay? I'm just going to give you the information and let you decide as the people, what's wrong. So if somebody was to say Greg's a piece of crap for trying to you're taking the narrative and you're creating it, let people say, hey, and give them the right information. This is what Greg is saying. This is why he's doing it. Don't try to take away from why I said it and try to call me a liar or say I'm doing it for different reasons and all this other stuff. That means that you're in the wrong because you're trying to steer the narrative. I just give, even when I talk to, and I'm not, look, perfect example. I said this about Mayor Chuck Bennett. When I went and asked him questions, I didn't steer the narrative of whether he was right or wrong for what he said. I posted the information and then I let the people decide. After the people had decided how they felt about it, I chose to comment on it and say how I felt about it. So when people try to take the narrative, that's what we have to watch out for. Somebody made a post calling me a coward for not going to the 4th of July event. There's a lot behind why I'm not going to the 4th of July event, and I'm going to explain it all. Hold on, let me see. Thank you. SOS has really caught my attention. I'm going to pick your brain soon. We are working on a safer as one program, and I genuinely think you could offer some wonderful guidance to us. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I can't wait to see what SOS grows to become. I want to help in any way possible. Let me know if you need an extra set of hands or anything at all. Got your back. Growing the community is so important. Your idea is most different and comes to life. Thank you. Thank you, Becca. Speaking of embracing differences, what can we do to support the Black LGBT community here in Salem? Okay, good. Okay, so Schwartz, I don't know how to pronounce your first name. So this is what I want to say, man, and this is a thing that a lot of people are scared to touch on, and I'm not going to be right now. I'm going to be completely honest. And a lot of people are saying that my motivation is to do this. No, my motivation is to be who I am, stand for my beliefs, and if people are in line with that and they want me to be in a leadership role, I'm all with it. I didn't call myself a leader. People called me a leader, so I stepped up to that role. That doesn't mean if the majority say you're not fit to be in that position, then I'm not here to try to take the position. I'm just here to speak my truth, and speak for the people and the message that I believe. But if you want to ask my personal opinion about the LGBTQ, this is the thing. And people try to say that, oh, that means you don't support the LGBTQ. Let me say this off top. Yes, I do. I love everybody. Every human being matters to me. I don't, if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody getting hurt, I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi, queer, I don't care what you are. I'm going to jump in to help and defend you. So what I'm about to say has nothing to do with me not being in support of the LGBTQ. I am in support of the LGBTQ. Let's get that out the way right now. Now, if I say that and then I say what I say next and you don't believe that I am still in support, I apologize because it's been taken out of context. I am support. I don't look at anybody differently for the choices that they make. What I will say is that when we're talking about, when they say all lives matter, it sounds like they're saying, Hispanic, black, white, Asian, Native, all of those lives matter. Now we're talking about race and nationality when we talk about those things. So when we break it down to a subsection that said Black Lives Matter, we're still talking about race. Now, when I say Black Lives Matter, I'm talking about straight, gay, bi, queer, lesbian. I'm talking about all black lives. And I know somebody can be like, well, that's the same as all lives matter. No, because all lives matter is talking about race and ethnicity. So when we talk about Black Lives Matter, we're still talking about race and ethnicity. When we're talking about the LGBTQ, that's a sexual identity or preference. That's not about race. So to me, I feel like we're switching the narrative from Black Lives Matter to being specific within Black Lives Matter. I don't feel like I have to go say straight Black Lives Matter. And then not one is more important than the other one. So why point out one more than the other one or highlight one more than the other one, and we're talking about sexual identity and preference here, so I have nothing against the LGBTQ. But when we're talking about attaching that with the Black Lives Matter, I think that LGBTQ should stand in solidarity just like every other community, whether it be the Latino community. Like I got approached by the Latino community and all they said was, we have our own struggles, but we're only here to amplify your voice. And that's another race community, and that's not sexual identity or preference. That's actually race. And they have their own issues. They have ICE right now, and they're not even pushing that. I mean, they are somewhere, but they're not connecting the Black Lives Matter to it to use it for a push. They're doing it as their own movement, and we stand in supporting them too. And if I see LGBTQ movement, because I feel like they're being treated unjust, I'll stand with you guys. It's not a problem at all. But when it comes to the Black Lives Matter, I'm talking about supporting you whether you're black and straight, black and gay, black and bi, black and lesbian, black and queer. Those aren't broken up into sections for me. So why would I say that? Why would I say Black Lives Matter in solidarity with LGBTQ? No, we're talking about all black lives, whether you're gay, straight, bi, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about you. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to speak up for you. And it sucks to be black and to be attacked by other black people because they're saying, well, what about the LGBT? Brother, sister, I'm fighting for you. When I say Black Lives Matter, it has to do with gay, straight, bi, lesbian. I'm fighting for you. Sorry, trans. Sorry, I'm new to all of this. I apologize. I swear it's not intended to miss the transgender. I do apologize. And I'm a man. If I messed up on something, I'll step forward and say, hey, I messed up. I support everybody, trans, gay, bi, and I'm sorry, I don't remember all of them. I apologize. Rusty, I'm sorry. I care about you. I know you from the protest. I support you 100%. 100%. Okay, and gender identity. Okay, and I understand, but still at the same time, it's talking about a different identity. We're talking about racial identity when we talk about all lives matter and Black Lives Matter. That's a racial identity conversation. So we're not talking about gender, sexual preference, or So that's my point, and I would hope that doesn't offend anybody. I'm for transgender lives as well. I'm sorry I missed it. It was not intentional. I'm not, I'm still trying to catch up with myself in my own personal life as far as getting my life together. And now I've taken on a leadership role where I need to get even more prepared. So please don't take anything that I miss personally. If you readdress it, you'll get the real reaction of how I feel. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to be slick with my words. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to be honest with you about who I am. I walk in my truth. I feel like the moment I start doing things for other people and outside of my own beliefs, then I'm killing myself. And I've done that before, and I'll never do it again. So I walk in my truth no matter what's going to happen. I'm not going to change because I feel like that'll get me in office. That's not what this is about. People suggested for me to go into office because of what I was doing, and then I just took that role and went with it. But whatever is going to happen for me in life is going to happen for me. If I'm not supposed to be in office, I won't be in office. That's fine. That's my biggest goal is SOS. I just want to implement programs and resources, and it's not even about me doing it. I just want us to have better. If somebody else did it, I'd be in support of them. I'm not here to make this about me. I'm here for change. That's literally what I'm here for. Okay. People feel it is important to ensure their identity isn't forgotten. I don't understand you wanting it to separate as personal. My question. Okay, so what I'm saying is, and that's what I try to say is like people are going to try to say when I say Black Lives Matter and then break it down into trans and queer and lesbian lives matter. It's about the identity that I'm talking about. Are we talking about racial identity, sexual identity, sexual gender? What are we talking about? When we talk about all lives matter, we're talking about and what I assume, and I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. This could be an eye-opener for me on what people meant as all lives matter. But from my understanding, we're talking about a race thing. So when we're breaking down the Black Lives Matter, when you say LGBTQ, then you're not talking about race anymore. We're talking about something else, which I'm still in support of that. My question for you, would you discuss your position on the meaning of defund the police? Thank you, and thank you for what you are doing and ask for your willingness to listen and learn. For defunding the police, from what I understand, what that means is to take money from so the city gets a budget, right? And I'll come back to that last question if it need be. About that's a similar narrative to all lives matter. People feel it is important, and I'm not trying to have anybody be overlooked. And if my opinion doesn't align with what you want or understand, you need to understand that we can agree to disagree, but that doesn't mean you need to hate me. That doesn't mean that I'm below you. That doesn't mean I'm here to condemn you or knock you for what you're doing. Okay, it just means that we can agree to disagree. So let's please understand that part. And if you take it personal, I completely understand. I'm a person as well. So me opening up myself to this many people, I take it personal too. So my question for you would be, okay, so about defunding the police, my understanding of defunding the police is to take, so the city has a budget, and let's say that it's $100 million and $20 million goes to all the other parts of the city and $80 million go to the fire and police department station. I think that we should reallocate. Let me stop trying to use big words. Reallocate. That's what I was going to say. Reallocate those funds and put them somewhere else that can create programs that the police are not prepared for, like mental health issues and stuff like that, And someone just inboxed me and said that I didn't read the whole message, but it said I encourage you to do some reading. I just want you guys, again, I'm going to repeat that I'm new to this. If you want to get to know me and my history, so that way you can understand where I'm at now, instead of trying to assume where I should be, that would be very helpful. Instead of assuming where you think I should be at, instead of you assuming how much you think I should know, why don't you try to get to know me and understand where I'm at? A lot of people already have a lot of preconceived ideas about what I'm doing and where I'm going, and I'm still creating the plan and what I'm trying to do. So how can you already have a say-so on what my final destination is when I'm still trying to figure it out? So to the lady that inboxed me, I really hope that you're still watching. I just want everybody to understand that I'm here to learn. When I opened up this dialogue, it was to learn. Please don't be disrespectful in approaching me, though. I do peaceful protests, and I believe in peaceful conversations. I really feel like I'm being attacked by a certain group of people, and I don't know why, okay? I'm just here to speak my truth, no matter where that gets me. I'm just here to speak my truth and try to help take down the system of racism as much as I can, of oppression, no matter who is oppressing. I don't care. I don't want it to exist anymore. That is my bottom line truth, okay? Now, you can take what I say and twist it and run with it and try to discredit me as who, and that's fine. That's fine. But you haven't even came and sat down to get to know me, to know my history. When you asked me these questions, you didn't ask me about my past. You went straight to the throat. You know what I'm saying? So that tells me what your motives are when you guys come to me with these, well, you didn't do this or you didn't know that and da da da. Like, you guys, why don't you get to know me a little bit? The reason why I open up this dialogue is because I want you to get to know me. Ask me about my past and my history and stuff like that. So that way we can have a better understanding. That's what this is all about, understanding each other better. Not attacking us, not attacking each other for what we don't know, for what we didn't do, for what we tried to do and it didn't turn out right. Why are we attacking each other about those things? I'm really confused. If we're all here to fight for equality and you're here, like, why is your narrative to attack my character and come at what I'm doing? I'm just trying to help. I'm not perfect. I might have messed up. I might have did okay, but I'm still here trying to fight. So why not have me as an ally? Why attack me? Why not come talk to me? If you got different perspectives, come sit down with me and suggest them to me. Don't knock me for not trying them already. One person I can point out that does that is Stephanie Cooper. And I appreciate her a lot because her approach is very respectful, very passionate, but very, like, still on my side and not against me. She approaches me and says, hey, people are feeling like, you know, the peaceful stuff is, you know, we want to protest, we want to block roads and we want to do this. When she talks to me, it's in a side-by-side way, not against me. If we're all here for the same fight, and I'm telling you that's what I'm fighting for, stop trying to take the mistakes I might have made or the things that I've done and try to just say that that's my whole narrative. That's rude, and you guys are not appreciating how much work I'm really trying to put in and trying to help in this fight. Okay, let me go look. The identity of black trans people who are duly affected, okay, and it's not my identity I care about here. It's the identity of black trans people who are negatively by the system and placed by the. So if you're trying to say that, it's kind of like the same thing where I'm saying, like, just because I say Black Lives Matter doesn't mean I'm saying other lives don't. That's what it seems like the LGBTQ community keeps trying to say, is like, you're not noticing us, and so you're saying I don't care, but that's not the point. You guys are saying the same thing as all lives matter. You know, so I'm just trying to, and I'm not going to keep getting into it, but I'm just saying that I'm here to fight for Black Lives Matter, BLM, whether they're trans, you know. So it starts off as BLM, and then you guys want to turn it into a different title, and then get upset when somebody says, I just want it to be BLM, no matter what you are. And then the conversation gets dissected 1,000 ways to make somebody look bad. Or it's like somebody's seeking. Anyway, I'm done with that. And Rusty, that's what I'm saying when you said, and it's not separate. Black Trans Lives Matter is a part of the overall Black Lives Matter fight. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let me see. Thank you, Malin. Thank you. That response was to someone else. Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure, Rusty. Like I said, I'm not here to like, and it's tough, man. This is tough, you know, because you can be a really good person, but to somebody, you're not going to be a good person. I know, you know, it seems crazy, but that's just the world that we live in. Somebody's going to find something wrong with what you're doing. They're going to try to use it against you. They're going to try to tear you down. They're going to try to break you for whatever reasons. I don't know. When you get to pointing out reasons, you're trying to take the narrative. So if I was to say this is the reason why, people are going to attack that. I'm not here to take the narrative of anything. I'm just here to be like, yo, I'm here to walk in my truth, fight for BLM and everybody else. But I'm just focused on the Black lives right now, which is what I think the whole world is focused on. So I don't understand how I could be attacked for that. And I want to go back to people calling me a coward for not wanting to go to the July 4th. I want you guys to understand that there is a whole backstory to that. And the fact that that's not being brought up and people are just attacking the end, I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. I don't want to say any names. I do want to, because, you know, my name is being thrown around, and I would like for the people who are doing this to be held accountable, but it's fine. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to put out what's happening and let the people decide what goes from there. 4th of July. Before anybody was talking about the Proud Boys, before anybody was talking about anti-protesters, this is for the 4th of July specifically, before anybody was talking about anything negative having to do with that day, I got pulled into a group because they wanted my opinion, and I'm going to explain it from the beginning. Now, The title that I saw when I got asked to be a part of this movement was Black Lives Matter, Standing in Solidarity with LGBTQ. Now, that title to me didn't speak. I was like, why are you attaching Black Lives Matter to something else? I love and support everybody, no matter I don't care. I love you. But when you say Black Lives Matter standing in solidarity with, that's not the narrative. The narrative would be LGBTQ standing in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but that's just my perception. That's what I would think. And even in that, why don't we just call it standing in solidarity with Black lives? Because we don't need to add anything that's going to take away from the Black Lives Matter narrative. And then, in a discussion about it, I was in a group message board. And in a discussion about it, I felt like my opinion on it was offending people, even though I had got asked about my opinion. And it's okay to ask somebody their opinion and not agree, but to get upset and try to convince them to believe differently, that's a completely different approach. Again, that's trying to take the narrative. That's like dictatorship. You're trying to tell me how I should feel. You asked me how I felt. I told you how I felt. You didn't like it. I'm getting told that I'm not. I don't care enough about the LGBTQ members, and I'm like, whoa, that's how you can take a narrative and really run with it, because that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, let's just focus on the Black Lives Matter. And it's crazy how people will try to take something that simple and create a whole different narrative and say that I'm for this, against this. And that just goes to show the way that America is in social media and in society. Like, we really need to unite. And that's why I want to unite as many people as I can, because this is ridiculous. Everything that I'm experiencing right now, going through this, people are calling me a coward for not showing up to like that. To me, is a person that does not even know me, doesn't know the fights I've endured in my life, has no clue what I've made it through, me or my family, no idea, but yet wants to call me a coward out there in public, and on a public platform, where they have a platform, and they post it as the organization, not as a person, but they post it as an organization. Willamette Valley Hate Watch, they posted as an organization against me as a person. I'm so taken back by that. Instead of contacting me, giving me ideas, asking me questions to find out why I'm doing these things. Is there an opportunity to change the way I'm doing them? Those dialogues were never opened. Instead, my name was attacked and slurred online. So, Willamette Valley Hate Watch. They chose to call me a coward, and I don't know who's running that page, and I really don't care. The fact that they talked about me from an organization group speaks volumes about their intentions on that page. It's okay to disagree. It is. I'm not out here attacking people because they believe differently. If something has happened and I speak about it to my platform, fine, but never. I mean, there were some times I was specific about Ain't No White Silence, okay. And I just wanted my people to understand why I wasn't going, safety concerns. I feel like that's important to share with the people. Annette's, I feel like, I guess I could have went and had a conversation with them and figured out, and then maybe just came along with the fundraiser before. But, I could have did a lot of things differently, but I did them how I did them, okay? But it's okay to disagree. And I'm being attacked for not agreeing with people. That's literally what's going on. When you see my name being slandered in places, when you talk to these people and ask them why, it will be because I didn't agree to do something their way. And a lot of them are white. And that is the most annoying part is for, and I don't know. I don't want to get too in depth on that. I just want to speak on the fact that I'm just here to speak and walk my truth, you guys. I'm not here I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to manipulate the system and become mayor. That's not what happened. I came out and somebody, let me address this one too, because somebody said, this is the guy who took over an event and then took the credit for it and tried to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I don't remember his name, but this guy approached me on I don't remember what date it was, maybe on the 1st or something. And he said, hey man, I want to put together an event, but I think it should be a person of color that should lead it. So will you create it? So it was not a previously created event. Let's get that out the way. Now, this post is on the Willamette Valley Hate Watch, where they said I took over a created event. The event was not created already. If the event was created already, my name wouldn't have been as the host. Somebody did come to me and say, hey, can you create an event? And I have no problem saying that. What does that take away from this fight? This isn't about me personally, so I don't care about that. The only people who care about something like that are those that are in this for personal reasons. That's not why I'm here. I have no problem. If I remember his name, I'd even say it, and I'll go find out later. But the guy approached me and said, a white dude said, hey, I want to be a part of an event, but I don't feel like I should be the one to put it on, so will you? That, to me, stepping up to the plate and saying, yes, I will. And I organized it, and it was the first one of its kind here in Salem, Oregon. So that's another thing. And I don't want to say his name because his intent behind it was not what I ended up doing. Mine was a peaceful protest. His was something else, okay? So I separated him from that event and pretty much created my own event. I had a lot of help from people in the community, but for that statement to be made it's just, I don't know. It's just, you see how easy that stuff can just be taken and ran with. Let me see. And Michaela, like I said, I'm here to learn. You know, like I'm not here to say that what you're saying isn't true. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that I'm new to this. I'm just now learning all of this. I'm just not being introduced to the political life, to the activist life. Like, this is all new to me. So I'm not saying I'm not down to learn with your suggestions. I'm not saying that at all. Black Lives Matter. But I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to look at, and you can go look at previous comments. When people suggest things, I say that I'm willing to learn them. But some people have a tendency to act like, just because I don't know it already, or because maybe I didn't respond to you the right way, that you think I'm against what you're saying. I'm not against what you're saying, Michaela, if I'm saying your name right. Okay, I'm here to learn. I came from a different lifestyle, and I gave up my career to come over here and try to do this. I didn't jump into it acting like I know everything, and let's just get that out the way right now, please. I'm down to read. I'm down to learn. Everybody around me is telling me to do so. William Jones, my bro Cal, telling me I need to read. My brothers, I kick it with. Everybody tells me that I need to read. I understand this. I'm not in no way saying I don't. I don't think there's been one time where somebody can say that I was like, I know everything, I don't need to read no more. That's not happening, okay? So I'm down to learn. If you have suggestions, bring them to the table, please. Okay, welcome to brother. I wouldn't go anywhere with the crowds, but now is not the time to be a group outside your own household. Please, black man, don't forget about the COVID, man. God bless you. Turf guys, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Somebody's got to fight this fight, man. And if I'm willing to take a bullet, I'm willing to take, the flu. I respect other people. If somebody is in the same vicinity as me and they feel the same, then we can operate in that fashion. But I would never go to, I have my mask. I think I even have it in my pocket. Hold on. Yeah, I do. See, when I go anywhere, I make sure I have my mask with me to respect other people's decisions. But I thank you. I thank you, Turf Guys, for your comment, man. It just means that you care. Malin, you're 100% correct. And I'm not here to say that I might not make mistakes, and I'm not here to say that at all. I most likely will, like the rest of us. The same people that'll point their fingers at me, have stuff in their life that they can probably continue to work on as well. And I don't take a lot of it personal. This is more about the image I represent, not me personally. So that's a good thing that I have the ability to look at things like that, is people don't know me. They see what I did on Facebook, and they take what they heard from the people that are around them, and they're not taking in the fact that the people around them can have their own agenda and telling them something, and they just take it and believe it because they believe that person, instead of contacting me to just have a conversation like a real person, not accusing me or doing things in slight ways that are definitely offensive, but open up a real conversation with me. Thank you, Schwartz. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your first name, and I'm not going to murder it. I'm not going to try to say it and mess up. Contact me anytime, man, and please even help me understand. If I'm not understanding something, I'm more than willing to learn. That's what this is all about. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Donald. So all in all, I just want to I mean, I'm still here to answer questions and stuff. I'm not, I'm actually gonna go walk back to the house though. It's starting to get a little chilly out here. But I want you guys to know, like, a lot of people have made an assumption about me working with the police, right? But what they weren't there on Saturday, this last Saturday, to support the movement, so they didn't hear how my opinion changed. They're not keeping up with what's going on. They took the first part and ran with it, and they're keeping that the narrative. I changed my outlook about the SPD and the OSP Saturday. It's literally on video, and I don't know who has that video, but it's of me yelling at the OSP, telling them they're not doing the job, telling them they don't care about the people, telling them that my opinion has changed, and telling them that I'm not. It's not the same. I literally said that, but people are still trying to use the whole Greg's working with the police because he's trying to blah blah blah. Come on, you guys, that's not what's going on. And it's sad that people can't appreciate somebody who's really here to fight for the same things they're fighting for. But within that fight, they'll find little things to try to use. Like, why are you causing another fight with me? We're already up against a really big fight. And if people don't believe that I'm doing things in the right way, I want them to understand, then it won't work. It won't work for me, okay? If it's not right, it won't work for me. What's supposed to happen for me will, and I'm okay with that. You guys need to understand that I have a family that I love. I'm very close with my family. So for everybody to act like my life depends on what happens in this political thing, you're completely wrong. Oh, but I want to touch on 4th of July and why I'm not going. Before, people were trying to say, oh, you're a coward, Proud Boys are coming up, and now you don't want to go. First of all, I've been black my whole life. I've fought against racism my whole life. I've gotten in fist fights due to racism, being attacked. So for somebody to try to call me a coward for not going to a 4th of July event because the Proud Boys are going, that is one small section of a fight that I've had my whole entire life, and I'm 31 years old. I'm 31, I'm far from a coward. Anybody that knows me personally knows I'm not a coward. I actually want to stay outside now. It feels good. I done walked into the sun. Ooh, brought me to life. So, 4th of July, and I explained it a little bit earlier, but I want to explain it again. The reason why I'm not going to the 4th of July event is because way previous to the Proud Boys being brought up or any anti-protesters, previous to any of them being brought up, I did not agree with the movement. Okay? I did not agree with the movement because when it was first introduced, it was introduced as Black Lives Standing in Solidarity with LGBTQ. I don't have a problem with LGBTQ at all, but I do have a problem with, you don't see the Latino community coming up and saying, Black Lives Matter standing in solidarity with the Latino community. Like, everybody would say, like, hey, that's not right. And, but everybody is like, they don't want to speak about the LGBTQ movement because everybody gets attacked every time they speak. It's not even speaking against it, but every time they say something about it. And it's like, no, I love everybody. And what I'm saying is, let's keep it focused on Black Lives Matter. Let's just keep that the focus. Why are we arguing that? How is that even an argument? How? But anyway, so that's why I backed out of the 4th of July event. That event was created a long time ago. I actually put up the screenshots on, I went to go put up the screenshots on the Willamette page, but it was taken down. So I have screenshots of this conversation. And I want to just post them on my page, but I don't want to just promote. If somebody has somewhere that I can just post those, maybe I'll just do it in the comments. Yeah. Let me see if I can even do it right now. Let me see. I don't think so. Let me see. Maybe. No. But I have, the screenshots from the conversation where this disagreement with the LGBTQ thing happened at. So this isn't something that I just threw out there to try to save face. No, I can literally give you these screenshots. I have them. I got my battery pack, y'all. So my phone, y'all know my phone would have died by now, usually. A lot of y'all know that already. Some of y'all probably surprised, like, what? He's still alive? Yeah, you guys, the sun just... Y'all remember the green thing? Y'all remember in the neighborhood where you used to sit on the green thing? But yeah, man. What was that? I don't smoke cigarettes. So. Yeah, for sure. I definitely don't want to say. I would hate to say somebody's name wrong. No, look. Okay, so Michaela, what I'm about to point out to you right now is the example of what I'm talking about. Okay, how you took what I said and created your own narrative. This is what I'm going to point out, Michaela. You said you're not going to an event because it's an LGBTQ solidarity event. That's really disappointing. Last time I checked, the title does not say LGBTQ solidarity event. It says Black Lives Matter solidarity event. Okay. The reason why I didn't want to go was because they were using Black Lives Matter to promote the LGBTQ movement. That's what I'm saying. And if you think that that's disappointing, there's nothing I can do about that. That is my core belief. You don't have to agree with me. We can agree to disagree. But most people like me, I'm not going to go turn around and go talk about nobody and be like, oh, well, they believe this. That's what people do. So all I'm saying, look, Michaela, I just want you to go back and look at what you said. You're not going to an event. Look how you took what I said. You guys, everybody, this is an example of what I'm talking about. And she, anyway, you're not going to an event because it's an LGBTQ solidarity event. That's really disappointing. That is not what I said. Michaela, why are you taking words out of my mouth and creating your own narrative? That's not okay. That's hurtful to what I'm trying to do. Again, I will repeat. They didn't come to me and say, hey, will you come to an LGBTQ event? And then I said no. That's what you make it look like happened. That's not what happened. They said BLM in solidarity with LGBTQ. And I said, don't attach BLM to push your platform for LGBTQ. They got upset with me the same way you are. And so I told them I will respectfully back out. And I did it very respectfully. I have the screenshot. So instead of Michaela, instead of attacking me for what you understand, why don't you get a hold of me and ask me what happened? Because I can, and I'm going to send you all the screenshots so you can know for yourself why I was not a part of the 4th of July event. Okay? And I'm sorry, but I'm frustrated because we continue to just have these people who try to attack my character, who try to take my words and take the narrative. You're not going to be able to do that to me because what I'm saying is pure. There's no lie. You're looking for like for me to slip over my words. It's not going to happen because it's pure. Everything I'm saying is pure. And I want you guys to understand something too. Like, if I'm not going to sacrifice no part of myself to get into office, let's understand that right now. If there are certain things where they're like, oh, well, if you don't do this, you're not going to get in office. Well, I guess I'm not getting into office. So for the people that are trying to make it sound like I'm just doing everything to get in office, no, that's not the case. I'm walking my truth. And if I get into office by doing so, you should congratulate me because it's what the people wanted. A lot of the people that are speaking against me are in the minority, just trying to create a majority. People see me for who I am and they accept me for who I am and they like me for who I am. Other people that don't, I don't know what their reason is. They try to tell it to me, but I have a conversation and they still want to just take the narrative and run with it. Perfect example. Michaela trying to say that I didn't want to go to it because it's LGBTQ. Like, did you not even hear the conversation I had? That's not why I didn't want to go to the event, but I'm going to be done with that conversation and I'll move on. Thank you, Devin. I really appreciate that. People don't understand, like, for them to even say that about me, as much as I've been out here on the front line, and Devin, thank you for even being here right now. This is what I want you to confirm, Devin, is that the night that you were doing the vigil, this is what I want everybody to understand right now. Devin, please back me up on this, man. The night that you did the vigil, the people that are calling me a coward and all that other stuff, all the previous nights to that event, people were getting shot with rubber bullets and tear gas. Please correct me if I'm wrong. On the 31st was the night of your event, the vigil for George Floyd, where we walked from the Capitol down to we were supposed to go to the new police station. Right? How am I a coward when Devin asked me to lead the march, and all previous marches, people were shot and people were tear gassed? Okay? And he asked me to lead the march, and I stepped up and I did so. By lead the march, all I mean is going to the front, going to the very front, being the first person in line or in the march, and walking straight up to where the police were at, putting myself right there in harm's way, right in the middle, but somehow everything came out peaceful. Don't be mad that it came out peaceful. You shouldn't be upset because nobody got shot by rubber bullets and nobody got hit with tear gas. So there's no reason to be upset. So people are attacking me for creating a situation where the kids will be able to protest without violence. They can experience a real peaceful protest. People are mad at me for that. But Devin, please, and I thank you for allowing me to be a part of that event, because it was a turning point. And it was a turning point that was created because you created the event that day. I don't know how anything else would have turned out. If that event wasn't there that day, the relations with the SPD might not have been the same after that, because they might have treated every situation differently. Somehow, that night on the 31st, the dynamic changed and people went home safe that night. I do understand there was a crowd of about 30 people who stayed after. And if you're looking for trouble, you're going to get it. Let's just get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the logistics on what they should and shouldn't be able to do, I'm in the middle of that fight right now. But we know what we're doing, so let's do it. If you guys want to go into it like, hey, we're all going to go in there, if we all get shot, then we get shot. And we're going to talk mess about the police and try to get them fired for using too much force. I get that movement. Cool. But I wanted the youth to experience a peaceful protest. I wanted the youth to be educated on what they need to do in order to get in positions of power, so that way we don't have to keep doing this fight. So that way y'all don't have to keep going out there and getting shot by bullets. I looked at Salem for the first two protests, and I was trying to decide, do I want to go be violent, or do I want to try to save my people? And when I came out to try to save my people, guess what? People stopped getting shot. And then people started to adopt the format that I put out there on June 6th. Instead of people doing negative protests, a lot of people who wanted to do positive protests started to take that format and do the same thing, which created more positive protests, more kids coming out able to speak. And I got kids that are high school ages coming out saying, great, thank you. I look up to you. And how can I let you poisonous people take that away from me? I don't think you guys understand how much that means to me. And I'm not the smartest person politically, generally. I'm not the smartest person. I still have a lot of work to do, a lot of learning to do. But to try to knock me from where I'm at today and try to condemn me and take away from my name, that speaks volumes on your character. If somebody has a question, ask me. I'm here. Inbox me. I'm not going anywhere. But like I'm saying, people that are trying to tell me that I'm not trying to learn or trying to tell me to further listen, look at the example. I just opened up my live and got on here to talk live. This isn't pre-recorded. This isn't even private. This is live. So that way you can see my face, you can hear my voice, and you can understand where I'm coming from. If I'm lying, you'll see it. You can hear it. You know, I'm all about putting information out there to the people and letting them decide. I believe in the people. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up, you guys. I just got fired up. Hold on. What are you saying for the most part? But how I feel is, why aren't we trying to get as many allies as possible? I don't feel it is trying to steal a narrative, just support. This is my thing. If you're going to be an ally, come be an ally. I believe in having as many allies as possible, but why do you have to have your name in it to be an ally? Can you answer that question, please? We're not at the part yet where we feel like, as Black Lives Matter, like, why? Who gets to decide when it changes and goes into another level, or goes into another support system for somebody else outside of the Black Lives Matter movement? Black Lives Matter, we're not done yet. We're still fighting. Those cops still need to be charged and convicted. We are still fighting. So, I mean, we can go back and forth all day about breaking it down into, okay, hold on, what is this? But again, I'm going to repeat, like, what does having your name in it have to do with standing in solidarity? The Latino community is not saying Latino in solidarity with, but no, because they understand how that takes away from Black Lives Matter. They understand that. And that's why I don't understand other communities don't get it. Like, your name does not need to be involved in the name of the movement in order for you to stand in solidarity. Like I'm trying to tell you, I care about all Black lives. I care about all lives in general. Let's get that out the way too. I care about all lives, all of them. I care about white lives, Latino lives, Asian lives, Native lives, white lives. I believe all of them. Okay. Anybody who is trying to oppress. So let's stop with the small questions and let's get to the gist of what I believe in. Anybody that's being oppressed does not deserve to be oppressed. Okay. No matter what. Let's just get that out the way. White, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sexual preference is, no matter what any of that is, you do not deserve to be oppressed. Can we all understand that that's my belief? And stop trying to pull stuff out to try to make it seem like it's not, or I'm lying. You know, like, this is my belief, straight up. Okay, do we all understand that? Thank you, Maylin. Oh, thank you. Michaela, what I'm saying is, why does the LGBTQ name have to be involved in order to be standing in solidarity? Can't you guys still have our back, whether your name is in it or not? That's my question. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brianna. That's exactly what I'm saying. Why aren't we enacting direct action? Other towns. Okay, I'm gonna go to Devin's question real quick. So a big question I think Salem needs to understand: why aren't we enacting direct action? Other towns are passing sweeping changes as a result of people directly fighting the government. What makes Salem different? So Devin, can you just explain? And this is for me too, because what does that look like? What is the fight that they're doing? I want you to point out the difference to me. What are we not doing? Devin, what? Because I'm with anything, especially if another city has shown it can work, and it doesn't create, like the Chaz situation. I'm not for that, because that's not. I mean, as far as where I believe, and I might be wrong, but to me, I don't think that's long term. So if it's not something like that, if people are talking about doing things that do not harm those that are not willing to be harmed. I know some people are warriors and they're out there to go send a message and do what you do. But Devin, what is it specifically that they're doing that we're not? Because what I would ask is, like, because somebody says yes, Salem is doing study while other communities are making changes. Why can't it be that Salem is studying and doing things to make changes, which is something that Stephanie Cooper pointed out to me. I'm not even going to take credit for that. But what's wrong with doing both? And if I'm doing one, why can't y'all do the other if you believe that's what's supposed to be done? Why are you trying to get me to do it your way? That's my question. I don't even know what the dictatorship is. But that sounds like dictatorship to me. Cool. So say that there's people who believe we need to go block roads. Go block roads. I'm just doing this the way that I see fit. If you don't agree with it, start a movement, and don't say like, oh, well, you're the one that got all the big. If I'm the one that got the biggest movement, then that means that's what the majority of the people feel. If you guys put no police are coming and then 1,500 people show up, and I say police are going to be there to protect everybody and 3,000 people show up, that tells you what the majority of the people feel. So, and when we say let's do both, I need you guys to step up. Don't say we got one leader and we need him to do every angle at one time. That's ridiculous. You're the leader. We need you to do this. Take that. We need you to be peaceful. We need you to be harmful. We need you to be disruptive. What? I can't do them all at once. What are we asking of me? Of me personally, like I'm only here to come to a call that was asked of me for people to say you're our leader. I'm not going to back down from that. That doesn't mean I'm going to see eye to eye with everybody either. And that just means we can agree to disagree. You do the things that you want to do your way. I'll do, but guess what? We're all still on the same team. And that's what people are they're being separated due to these little itty bitty arguments that aren't even a part of like our message. Like our message is us versus them, us versus the oppressors. And that's what we're fighting at every angle. But I'm being attacked for the way that I'm fighting it. People don't think that the way that Greg Simpson is doing it is the right way. Well, then show us the right way. And if that's the right way, the majority of the people will follow. But I'm being attacked because I did something in a certain way that got 3,000, 4,000 people out here to and as much as people, this is another thing that kind of irritates me. The people that were up at that event that I organized with help from people of the community, they showed so much appreciation that day. They gave me so much praise that day. They were excited about how many people showed up that day. They loved Greg so much that day. But the moment they try to take the format and do it themselves, and then I say I'm not in line with that, even though they respected everything I did before, there was no LGBTQ mentioned in my June 6th event, but yet, I mean, there was, but it's not as like up in the title, but yet LGBTQ members came and spoke because they were welcome. I'm not turning anybody down. I'm not trying to silence anybody. But I don't know. It all starts to just become a little heavy sometimes. I'm here, Rusty. I'm here to have a continuous conversation. I'm not here to stay stuck on one subject. So I'm sorry if it comes off like I'm not elaborating on one subject enough, or another one. You know, I've been asked quite a few questions, so I'm trying to just keep up with everybody. I don't know any personally, Andrea Lee. But like I said, you know, these conversations allow opportunities for things like that to be said, so people can look it up, so people can learn. You know, and those are the type of dialogues that I'm trying to open up. Even if I'm ignorant to certain things, there's opportunities for me to learn. But when I'm feeling attacked and when people are just coming at me in a way that, and this is another thing, 99% of the people that are trying to attack my name are only attacking my name because I don't agree with them. I never disrespected anybody. I never called nobody out of their name, but yet I'm being called all kinds of names: bootlicker, dick eater, or I mean, someone told me to go eat a dick, and that's somebody I'm fighting for. That I even told that I still had love and respect for, and they're like, go eat a dick. I'm like, how are people talking to me like this? Calling me a coward? Like, what? Come on, y'all. Where is that coming from? That's a good statement, Rusty, and I take that in. I really do take that. I take that in. But so what I'm trying to say is that people might think there's always going to be a better way. No matter what I do, somebody's always going to come up with a better way. Those people who are coming up with a better way, I urge you to either start your movement or implement what you're talking about with the people who have started a movement. But don't come to somebody who has started a movement and dictate to them how they should do it, when the only reason you're coming at them is because they did it successfully already. That's the part that I'm confused about. I did it successfully already, and now I'm being attacked for everything that made it successful, for everything that gave people. And there's people that were part of that brag about it still. They brag about the way that one was done, but yet they want to knock me once they go do something different. You separate from me and go start doing your own thing. Now you got bad things to say about me. But when we were working together, everything was fine. When those 3,000-4,000 people came out, everything was fine. Greg was cool. But now you separate from me and then start your own movement and then try to attack me for simply not wanting to be a part of it. Anyway. I highly doubt any apology was posted. Somebody probably reported it. They probably didn't take it down on their own accord. I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready to endure all of this, though. If somebody thought that they were going to break me, or I've already been through too much in my life. This is the small fight. There's so much of a bigger fight to be had. I'm not perfect. I just hope that you guys can accept me for who I am and the truth that I walk in, and the fact that I'm willing to open up to you to all of my truths, beliefs, whether I get accepted or not. I'm not out here trying to convince you guys to have me be mayor or city or whatever, elected official. That's not my goal. If I can get into that position to help make change, I'm with that. I'm trying to show you guys that if I did get in that position, I'm not going to be like, no, this is how it is. I'm open to conversation. Now, when it comes to certain decisions, yeah, I might have to make a tough one. Like, yeah, we're not going to call that BLM LGBTQ. We're going to call it BLM. Those decisions that's something I would do. LGBTQ want a movement, I'm fully behind them. You know what I'm saying? After that, I will make an event that said BLM and supported the LGBTQ. I would make that event. Like, people just aren't getting it. But I don't know. What's up, y'all? Let me see. I came in kind of late. So in the spirit of keeping this moving and staying on topic, my question is because I haven't stayed up to date with the progress that you're making. Sorry, hold on. I'm only squinting because I can't see. progress that you're making or what people are asking of you to make, which I'm not asking you to make angry specific change. I'm a grown man. I can speak for myself. With that, update me on the rest of us who also don't know since your visit to Dallas last week ago. What's progress like in your movement? So with Dallas, so much has started to happen here in Salem. I mean, I'm still down to go out to Dallas and hang out and all of that, but there's been other black leaders that have stepped up within Dallas to go ahead and kind of like take those reins or whatever. Tyrone Jones, Rebecca Hunt, Tyrone Jones is, a person of color, and he stepped up and wanted to help out there. And I think that alleviates some time and some pressure, so that way we can still do some work here in Salem, Oregon, because there's so much to be done. Obviously, if anybody needed anything from me in Dallas, give me a call. Even if you wanted to just sit down for some food, I'll come right out there. I don't even got a problem planning to come out there for, an upcoming event and supporting somebody else. I'm in full support of Rebecca Hunt and what she started out there, and anybody behind her movement, I'm in full support. That's where I stand. Yeah, with Dallas, man. We side by side, man. I love Dallas too. Thanks, Devin. That means a lot, man. Whew. That was a tough conversation, huh? Not really, but and that's at the end of all of this. I just want everybody to understand that I'm not here to manipulate nothing. I'm not here to trick nobody. Come on, man. I'm from Salem, Oregon, born and raised. Sometimes I get nervous about talking about my history because I don't want to be judged. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody to how people are already trying to take a narrative for who I am. They're just going to take it and run with it. I can't even be, it's hard to be in this position because without you being honest with exactly who you, people are just going to get all crazy and try to draw an outline of you that doesn't even exist. And it sucks. But I appreciate everybody for that tuned in, and everybody that watches this after I posted. And I just want everybody to understand that we can agree to disagree. That's fine. I'm not going to be mad at anybody for disagreeing with me, unless it has to do with people's safety or the message. And even with the LGBTQ, all I said was I didn't tell nobody don't. I just told my opinion because that's what they asked me. And then when it didn't align with what my opinion was, I just respectfully backed out. They still have the freedom to do their event. I just don't want to be a part of it. Oh, and that's another thing too, with the July 4th situation, is that before, I'm going to repeat it though, before there was any threats, before any of that was even brought up, I had already backed out of the event because I didn't think that they were staying focused on the Black Lives Matter, okay? That's why I backed out of that. Now, about 2 days later, I got hit up by the organizer of that event saying, hey, we got threats, we need you to come down here, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, wait a minute. So you don't want to listen, to my opinion and respect what I have to say because I got attacked for it. Not physically, I just mean on Facebook. But then as soon as the threat arrives, you want to come call to a black man to come put his life on the line for your movement, which he doesn't believe in because of the specifics. That didn't make me feel good. I've been fighting them my whole life. Me going to the Capitol and getting into it with them isn't going to change anything. I'm not going to change the mind of the Proud Boys. But I've been encountered them, I don't know specifically Proud Boys, but I've encountered people who didn't like me in my life for the color of my skin and fought them because I was attacked. I've been in that fight my whole life. So for somebody to be like, you're not going to the thing, this is my nephew's birthday. Don't tell me. Yeah. Crap. But yeah, man. I love you, Salem. If anybody else has any more questions, please feel free to inbox me. I'll even do this more often. I want people to understand my main concern is not getting in the office. My main concern is making things better for Salem, Oregon, and being an example of how other places implement the same thing, and we just create a good environment to live in. That's all. That's all. There's nothing else to it. There's no hidden agenda. That's it. That's it. So I love you guys. Thank you guys. Whoa, hold on. Wait, I see some questions. missing. Okay, hold on. I think take on as well. Finish now. Time to progress. Okay, hold on. My bad, y'all. I didn't see all these questions. Okay, going back to the direct action talk. If there were to be some sort of action, how would you react? If people did manage big sweeping action, would be like, good job, or would you like, go shoot? Really, Devin? I'm surprised. Of course I would say good job, man. Like I said, if I seen that it worked in other cities, I would be willing to do the same thing as long as it wasn't putting my people in harm's way. That's all. But like I said, the people who aren't willing to be in harm's way, there's people that are willing to be in harm's way, and that's what it takes to be done. I'm gonna join that fight for sure. To answer your question, Devin. So come on, man. Yeah. But could you describe some of the people or movements whose politics inspire you, be local or not, in current or historical? Like I said, I'm still learning politics, and it's real tricky, man. They set it up to be real tricky, and they set it up to be, if you feel this way, that means you're automatically supposed to be on this side when you could have ideas that are from this side, and I really don't know, man. I never really dove into the political part. I was always a part of the what they would probably call sheep, where I just watched TV and kind of just was like, oh, the Obama thing. I didn't know nothing about his policies or nothing. I kind of just voted for him, because he represented hope to me. And that's a part. It's a two-sided message. Some people are only interested in the commercial side of things, and other people are interested in the political side of things. And I think everybody should be interested in political side of things. I don't think anybody should be asleep to what people's plans are that are in positions of power. Unfortunately, I was a part of it, that. So I can't really look back and say that, hey, the way that he wanted to implement this, and I only kind of went along with what was presented to me through the news and stuff like that. And this is just me being straight up honest, So I really don't have any. As I do my research and I look back and start to look at policies that were put in place by different presidents or governors or mayors, what I'm saying, I'll definitely be able to have a more defined answer than that. But sorry, that's all I got right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Sorry, KC. As a Mexican American community activist and from Salem, Oregon, this specific topic has always been a part of my agenda. But for me and my people, is in the spirits of keeping Salem safe. Sorry, guys, I gotta safe and making it better for everyone. How can the Mexican American community assist you? Feel free to inbox me. There's actually a few things I do want to, with the SOS program, I want to start implementing within it, how we go out to the community and kind of hand out food to the homeless and give food boxes, and good food boxes though. Y'all know how the food boxes be out here. You go pick them up and there's some tortillas with peanut butter and some cans. Like, this doesn't even go together. So we got some food from people who donate to it. They literally go to the store, they buy the good stuff, and we got them in boxes and stuff like that. And we want people to practice going and giving. People need to practice more of these things where they give to the people. Bring your kids out to come feed the homeless. Of course, with parents there and guidance and stuff, of course. But these are the things we need to practice as a community, because that's practicing love. And the more that we practice love, the more successful we can be within it. So, community garden, let's garden together. What are you good at gardening? Have you gardened before? You can teach somebody. Let's say you have a lot of experience in gardening, right? And you're planting your plants right next to somebody else, and they're able to ask you questions and say, well, how did you get this? And you're so experienced now, you gave somebody else that knowledge, and we need to create these avenues as much as possible. That is my goal here. I care about I care more about SOS than I do running for office. That's one thing people need to understand. I feel like I can make a more direct effect, a direct one. But longevity is definitely important. Making a direct effect is cool, but as mayor, I think I can help implement things that can help us, like, for even longer, or implement rules that take away from the power that some people have. But SOS is my main goal, because I'm able to actually do the things that I've been trying to do this whole time in Salem. I had a rough start in life and did a lot of things I regretted, and I wanted to do stuff to make it up to my city, and that's my main goal here, is to just create programs and resources for our youth to grow. So anybody trying to be like, you're just trying to get whatever, man, if people don't want me to get in office, then I guess I won't be in office. But guess what? I'm still gonna make a difference out here, and everything that you said about me will come to light that it was wrong. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that was a good question. Casey's questions. I'm gonna go back to it real quick, just because, like I said, I still got to do a lot of research. I come from a different background, so I'm not too educated on the policies and stuff that past politicians have practiced, and that stuff I need to obviously look up. And like I said, I'm doing my thing in 2022, and the people feel like that's a lot of time to learn. I'm gonna go to school for political science and try to like brush up on all of the stuff that I need to brush up on. I'm not trying to just jump into this head first without knowing what's going on. I definitely have a plan on learning all of this. And by the time I'm ready to run and we open up this conversation again, I guarantee you I'll be able to answer a lot of these questions a lot better. And I have no problem saying that I'm in the learning process. No problem at all. Okay, let me see. Also, I believe in teaching the community on how to deal with police officers when they come in contact and want their rights to be assertive and to protect them. So, do you think that would be a good idea to hold classes to aid our peers in that community? Yeah, I do think that'll be helpful. Just important. I got to balance animals. Thank you, man. Appreciate your perspective. I think most of us are saying I'm sure of that situation. I am happy to work with anyone who's interested in reading Black political writers to get some grounding in how we move forward together. I have so much learning to do myself, and it's better to learn together. Exactly, and that's kind of why I do those SOS meetings at 5 o'clock at the Capitol, because that's an opportunity for us to exchange information with each other. Resources that certain people might have that can help the mission. You know what I'm saying? So this whole process is about learning. If I came into this and was like, I know everything and I know what we need to do and all this and all that, I wouldn't even say follow a dude who said all that. Yeah, no, you don't know everything. There's so much to learn. That's why I said let's start coming to the Capitol at 5 o'clock and let's start talking to each other. It's because I believe that there's too much knowledge separated out in between us that we need to come together and use it in unity, because in unity there's strength. Unity within the community. You see how everything I say can make sense? It can even tie it back around together because it's pure. I don't have no hidden agenda. There's nothing. My life is good. I have a good job. I get paid very well. I have a loving family. I only work 3 days a night, so that's why I'm able to still do all of this stuff and have this energy. So I got 4 nights off of work. What's my motive? What's my motive? Somebody, well, you're just trying to get in office. What am I trying to get in office for? To make better changes for my community. If you don't believe that, I'm sorry. But I have no reason to be manipulative or anything. My life is good right now. Sure, I got, everybody's got their problems and issues, but, I have the ability to look around and appreciate my blessings in life. Whew. All right. Can we talk about something fun, you guys? Does somebody have a fun question? Can we break the monotony here? How about those Blazers? Thanks, bro. Yeah, man. So let's talk about something else, man. I know the crowd's getting small, man, but I want to get off alive and feel good about myself. Any new movies? Any new movies out there? Oh, hold on real quick. Yeah, some new movies. I be out here looking on Netflix trying to figure. I even got the little 1, 2, 3 movie site, and that's played out. I'm like, man, when y'all gonna drop something new, man? You talking about movies now? I'm asking y'all the questions now. I done answered all y'all questions. I got some questions now. What's a new good movie out? Hold on, y'all. I'm texting somebody. Somebody better engage. Okay. What's my favorite candy? Let's see. Favorite candy. That's a tough one because I like gummies and I like sneakers. So, Them Blazers, you're doing a great job answering these questions, and I've been in and out listening because I got everybody listening. Thank you. Jon Stewart's new film. Oh yeah, man. Definitely a fan, bro. Gotta be, bruh. Jon Stewart's new film. What's the name of that? What's the name of that movie? Had to dodge the tree. Favorite genre, sci-fi, y'all. Sci-fi. I'm trying to tell y'all some new, let's see, like some alien, but realistic though. Some realistic type alien movies. We out in space. Like what's that? I think that one movie's called Gravity, where she just got lost out into space or something. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me go see. I can't even see my beautiful face. Hold on. But yeah, so I think Gravity is the name of that movie, and so sci-fi is definitely my favorite. I also like documentaries though too. I like to learn. If y'all don't know about What If on YouTube, make sure y'all go look that up. Again, it's What If. Just type in What If, and it just has an if as the logo. Super dope. Dang, you guys, my roommate left, and I have my keys in the house. Ugh. I'm locked out. Okay. Rusty, I'm sorry if I did anything to make you feel any type of way. If you want to hit me up personally and talk a little bit more so that way I can have a better understanding, just me and you, I would love to have that conversation. Feel free to call me anytime. If I'm doing something that offends you, I would like to know what that is. You know what I'm saying? And like to talk about it. Rusty, I'm addressing you. Please feel free. I encourage you to please, or I'll hit you up, you know what I'm saying, and try to get an understanding for your position. Because I want to understand. I know there are people that'll be like, Greg, it's not up to you to explain. I'm here to understand everything that I can. The better you understand things from different angles, the better you'll be able to do it. So Rusty, please understand that I'm not trying to ignore nothing that you're saying. I'm not trying to upset you or hurt you. I support you. So please, if we can, create a dialogue between ourselves, just so that way I can get a better understanding if I am misunderstanding something. Event Horizon, what is that about? Irresistible. I'm gonna look all these movies up. I'm gonna come look at this live later and scroll down at the bottom and look at these movies. Sci-fi. I'm telling y'all, go watch What If. I love those documentaries. Okay, so they actually got a couple. There's What If, Riddle, and How to Survive. They're little short documentaries on YouTube. They give you so much information, and I love learning. But I like learning about stuff that, like space. What's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's such a deep question. Like, what is out there? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. Hey, I do want you guys to understand that I love you guys, honestly. And the reason why I love you guys is because it's so much interaction, so much communication. Whether it's disagreements, it doesn't matter. These are conversations that weren't even had before. I love you guys for stepping up. There's so many people that and this is why they can't break me, because there's been people that have, and I don't think these people are dumb. I don't think they're confused. And I don't think that they're easily manipulated and stuff like that. I think these are intelligent people that know what they're talking about. And they walk up to me and they cry because they just want to support and they understand what's going on in the world now. And it's like it just hit them. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody like that steps forward and says, hey, I'm here to help, I'm here to support in any way that I can, because I understand that things have been overlooked, that this has been a long time coming. When people say stuff like that and do stuff like that, it opens up a whole different can of motivation. And that's happened so many times for me that I can't fall. I won't fail. And it's not just about running for office. It's not about none of that. It's not about me at all. It's about doing my part to create change. That's it. All right, but let me go back here. Courtney said, I haven't watched any new movies lately. I've been watching movies to help me learn 13, Just Mercy, Do the Right Thing. So I'm going to give y'all some good ones too. Hold on, so you provide so much good dialogue. I admire that. These conversations are so important. Thank you. Great question. What is out there? Drunk History is a documentary. Very entertaining. Love it. Outer Space. I could spend hours talking about and looking up so many possibilities for real. I'm definitely. Yes. My bad. Keeps cutting out. But a couple of movies I can suggest would be Lovebirds. That's a good one. Funny. Coffee and Cream. Come on, y'all. If y'all ain't watching these movies, you're tagged. That's a good one. Anybody seen Coffee and Cream? I'm just curious. Coffee and Kareem. Come on, y'all. So I'm locked out now. I'm gonna sit here until I don't care if there's one person left. I might just sit here and talk to myself. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah, I got locked out of my house, you guys. I came outside to get some sun and have a conversation with you guys, and my roommate left and locked the door. My keys are in there. He's about to be on his way back right now, but at least I get to get some more fresh air and stuff. So, Coffee and Kareem is and I don't want to act like all of these are like the most appropriate. I don't know, what kind of movies everybody likes, but um, Coffee and Kareem is about, I believe is he a cop? I think he's a cop, like a sheriff or something, but he has a black son, and it's just the clash of, and being black, I understand exactly the Kareem side, even though some people might see it as stereotypical or whatever. It was funny to me. I thought it was funny because it was spot on. um, what was the other one I had said? Lovebirds. Oh, Lovebirds is a good one. It's a comedy. Normally I wouldn't watch no dang movie called Lovebirds, but this is funny, man. It's about a couple that get together, and I'm gonna go into it without trying to ruin it. But it's a couple that get together, and they're in the lovebird stage, and in the honeymoon stage. My bad is what they call it. And I don't remember how much longer, but they ended up being married, and not even married, but they were together for a couple years, and then you know how the relationships change from being lovey-dovey to going through the hard stuff. And then something happens in the movie that makes it to where they can't really leave each other. They kind of got to get through this situation together. So, and at the end, they end up realizing that they actually love each other and all that gooey stuff, whatever. But it's comedy, and it's really funny. So it's a good one. It's a good one. Movie talks with Greg. Thanks, Courtney. But I encourage you guys to watch What If. What If, Riddle, How to Survive. I love them. Love them. That's how I stay up at work. I know I work graveyard at a care home, and when they go to bed, I have to stay up. I can't sleep, so I just sit there and watch movies. I messed up my knee earlier too. Not earlier, but yesterday. For those that don't know, I got hit by a car January 10th, the beginning of 2020. Right in the beginning, just bow, crossing the crosswalk with the lights there, walking everything. I just got smacked, and I didn't know that it was going to be something that really lasted so long. My knee has already given out on me twice, where I fell. One time I fell in the shower. It was cold-blooded, y'all. It was cold-blooded. I fell in the dang shower. I want to blame it on the bathtub, though, because it was shaped kind of weird, but it was because my knee gave out. I went to go put the pressure on my knee, and it just, phew, I fell, feet went all in the air, grabbed the little curtain, tried to save myself. Back hit the side of the toilet, where your back and bend, and I bent. And, oh, it was horrible. I fell back into the bathtub. I just laid there for a little bit too. The shower water was just hitting me. I was all depressed on the shower floor. Let me see. No problem, Rusty. Thank you for coming back. Okay, funny story to make you laugh about movies. I thought 50 Shades of Grey was about an older couple finding love. Okay, hold on. Finding love. I recommended it to my mother and her husband. Oops. Then make it 5 minutes in. She will take any recommendations from the Lord. Yeah, I know. Oh man, I'm going through so many different. Being 31 now, like, I'll be trying to play with my little nephews and stuff, and they're like 12, and they got so much more. I'm like, oh man, this is different. Oh, Event Horizon. That sounds like. See, thank you, Jen. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't seen that because black holes are something that I'm very interested. I wonder what's on the other side. I want to see that. Event Horizon. That sounds right. And it's got Lawrence Fishburne, so we got to talk about some good actors in it. That means it's probably a good film. That's what I'm talking about. Just out here waiting for my cousin to get back. Dang, everything is in the house too. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no dollar raise to go to the store. Shoot. But I want to thank you guys for joining me, talking to me, asking questions and stuff. You know, I'm here to learn. I'm here to experience. I'm here to enjoy. I'm here to love. I'm here to care. I'm here to build. I'm just here for all of that. Oh, man, they trying to attack me, though, y'all. And I'm not going to lie, that stuff is not easy to go through. Holy crap. Somebody trying to describe your whole person through a small experience with you. That hurts so bad. Like, what? I guarantee if you got to know me, I'm so easygoing. I'm not going to lie. When I stand for something, I stand for something. But that doesn't mean I'm not down to have a conversation to figure out a different angle or to understand a different side. And those are the things that I'm being attacked for, as if like I'm not open to that. And if we do come to a disagreement, that's fine, but you still shouldn't attack me for it. You can just tell people what I said and let them feel how they feel. But people try to take the narrative like, oh, he's a piece of mess because he said this or did this. Why don't you tell other people what I said and let them decide if I'm a piece of crap? I guarantee you most people are not going to feel like that. Now, when people cut off somebody who has said that they're willing to understand and they cut somebody off, that just goes to show that you're just trying to you're trying to force somebody to see your side. You should just want to like make a statement and let people take from it what they want. If you know, too many people are used to trying to force somebody to see their side. That's not what this is about. I mean, when we're all fighting for the same, we're all fighting for the same goal here. There's no point in attacking each other. Attack the people that are against our goals. I'm not against our goals. Come on, y'all. What are we talking about? Fighting oppression. It's as simple as that. People try to detail it and do a bunch of different things to it. No, it's as simple as fighting against oppression. Are you fighting against oppression or not? Are you fighting for equality or not? So I'm fighting for equal rights. I don't want nobody to be oppressed. I don't want nobody to make feel less than because of choices that they make, as long as it's not harming somebody else or taking away from somebody else's life. I mean, besides those basic things, man, I support it all. But my knee, though, let's talk about my knee now. So I had some meetings yesterday, and as soon as I got done with the meetings, this was actually at the Capitol. Yesterday, and I went home and twisted. I was goofing off or something and twisted my knee, and it collapsed, and I couldn't even stand up. I ended up taking some trazodone, something, and ended up just passing out. That stuff will put you to sleep better than anything I've ever had. Disclosure, huh? Okay, I'm about to check that out. I'm still trying to figure out what I mean. Mayor is really kind of what I'm aiming for. And just let everybody know, there's never been a black elected mayor in Salem, Oregon. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Don't get it twisted. That's not why I'm doing it. Let's not take that narrative and run with it. I'm just saying that is something historical, and I think it would speak volumes about the growth of Salem, Oregon. That's what I'm saying. But oh, nice, very nice, very put nicely, Becca. Sorry, I got tired of my words, but put very nicely, Becca. She said the hate grows at the same rate all the love does too. Ooh, that's cold. I might steal that for a rap song, Becca. I might have to shoot you a couple dollars for me to use that. I'm just playing. And I know getting attacked and all is not easy. You have a great morals and character, and some people aren't open to seeing other views. But keep on doing your thing. Thank you so much, Becca. is true. But I mean, y'all hear that pop? I go to physical therapy. This happened like 6-7 months ago. So I've been trying to heal, and it's just been a tough process, especially with all the marches and everything going on. But got to keep up the fight. Yeah, my knees is jacked up, man. They pop all the time. It sucks. But one thing that I look at in life is watching older people sometimes, man. I really pull motivation from older people because they be so happy, man. You know, when we're younger, we look at getting older as a bad thing, and we all look at it like, oh no, I don't want to, get older. I don't want to be that old. And some people are like, I wish I'd die before I get that old. And I want to be that old, man. I want to experience all aspects of life. I want to experience being young, middle-aged, and old. Then you get the full circle. You know, you don't know what good feelings can come with being old. You experience different good feelings when you're younger, and the good feelings that you experience older might even feel better than the good feelings you've ever experienced before. So I want to see. I'm gonna be old as heck out here walking around talking about 2020. Yeah, back in my day, they all tried to attack me. I see it now. 75, 80 years old. Now, I remember when I was younger, they used to try to guess, like when I was going to die, and then they do the palm reading and stuff like that, and then I looked at my hand, and I swear my hand says 77 so distinctively that that's when I was, hold on real quick, sorry y'all. Ooh, that breeze. I forgot what I was talking about, guys. Got a good physical therapist though, and she takes good care of my knee. I can find time to get in there. I should be in there like at least 3 times a week. I go about 1 time a week. Yeah, my knees jacked the heck up, man. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk to everybody, open up that dialogue. I appreciate everybody that came and was a part of this. Trust me, everything that everybody has to say is important. Even if it's an anti-protester, because the reason why it's important is because if there's a way for me to have a logical conversation with an anti-protester and get them to see what I'm talking about and put down their anti-protest tactics, I would love to do that. Dialogue is so important. And another thing, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for having my back, for sticking with me. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard, and they want you to be so stressed out that you quit. I can't quit because I ain't got nothing else to do. I mean, I work my job and come home. But what's better than making your community better, creating a better environment for myself to live in? You know, somebody wants to say I'm selfish, then call me selfish, because I want to live in a better environment. I want y'all to live in a better environment. So that's what I'm here for. But I don't even know what to talk about anymore. Somebody want to start a conversation? Anybody got something on their mind? Want to talk? Thanks, Becca. I don't know how long I'll be waiting. I don't really want to have nobody bring me dinner though. I'm a oof. I care too much about what you have to go through to do all that for me. But I don't know how long I'm gonna be out here. But geez, I'm gonna go take a walk. Feels good. I'm gonna leave this live up too. It's gonna be a long one. How long is this live already? I don't even know. It don't even matter. It's gonna be a long one. Chicken wings are so fire. Oh, yeah, chicken wings are fire. I'm just gonna tell you guys the truth right now. I got something I need to admit. I'm a food guy. You know, I really enjoy food. Not to sound creepy or nothing, but on a whole nother level. You know, I really look forward to eating food. Um, it's become my best friend. In times of need, I can just eat some food. When I'm stressed out, I'll go eat some food. I'll be fine. I feel so much better when I eat food. I know I sound so greedy right now. Uh, I love food so much, man. This is my thing about food, though. Like, okay, so we got animals that are fully alive. I'm talking about they make noise, they look at you, they show affection, they cry. Um, and then you got things that are not all the way alive, like plants. Plants are alive, but they're not all the way alive. Like they're not looking at you, they're not showing you affection, they're not fully alive. So if I had to take myself out of this equation and ask, like if it was a mathematical problem, like here's a human, here's other living creatures on this planet that are fully alive, and then you got other things that are alive, but not in a way that the animals are. What do you think the humans should eat? I would say the vegetables. Just out of like common sense, I'd just be like, wouldn't it be the vegetables? Because it doesn't, and I'm not saying that the plant doesn't hurt when you eat it. I don't know. I don't go that far into it. I just think that a plant doesn't hurt the same way a cow does. So if I eat a plant, I'm not causing pain. I'm not really taking, another animal's life. You know what I'm saying? So it makes more sense to me that we would eat vegetables. Our flat teeth say that we eat vegetables. And I understand that we got these little canine ones here, but what if we started to grow these ones due to eating meat and that becoming a part of our system and our system trying to adapt to us eating meat? Our digestive system doesn't really suggest that we should eat meat. It says vegetables. Like almost everything about our anatomy says we're supposed to eat vegetables. But yeah, and from my research, let me not even call it research. Let me just say from what I understand, this is how meat got introduced to even being ate by humans was it was back in like the 1800s or something, maybe even probably further back than that, 1400s, I don't know, something. But it was wintertime and the vegetables had froze over and they weren't able to grow vegetables, so they weren't able to eat. So they decided to start adding, or they were only able to grow a scarce amount of vegetables. So what they did was they started adding a little bit of meat to it to make it more filling, and then it started to become a delicacy within the kingdoms and stuff. And now it's like an everyday thing is to eat meat. So as humans, we just accept things that are put in front of us a lot. I don't know how healthy that is, because who knows how long that can go. Um, I don't know. I'm tired. Where is this guy at? I should invite him to the live and talk mess to him. Let me see. Let me see if I can invite him to the live. Aha. Found it. Oh, my knee's jacked up. Alright, let me see if he joins. That's what's up. That's good to know. Oh, okay. Okay, Rusty, I see you. That's what's up. I love food. All right, I'm about to end it, you guys. I gotta figure out what I'm about to do. I gotta call this guy. I gotta bug him. Oh wait, I was gonna see if see if he enters the chat. I mean the live. I mean. Dang. All right. I'm tired. I gotta blow this guy's phone up. Peace out. Love you guys. Hope to see you guys next Monday. Yeah. Tired. Thanks, Becca. All right, you guys, take it easy and thank you for everything. All right.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
That's good. Yeah. All right, thanks, Rusty. Cool. See you Sunday or Monday. See you. I'm tired. See you Monday, Becca. Yeah, I'm gonna try to blow this guy's phone up. I'm stuck out here. Peace.